Makeup, tattoos, body piercings, plastic surgery, lip fillers, cheek enhancements, permanent makeup, hair extensions, changing your eye color, that's the beauty industry, a $500 billion industry funded by our insecurities and desires to be what I call superwomen. I am a warrior, the kind that likes to wear war paint, what many of us call makeup. There's a why to all that we overcome. There's a why to all that we do. Today, I'm going to uncover the why behind the beauty. Among those beauty trends, one making a comeback is permanent makeup. Yes, I am talking about tattooing your makeup onto your face. Like I mentioned, war paint. So why do so many people have this desire to wear permanent makeup, to wear permanent war paint? Makeup and beauty practices have been around for centuries in tribal rituals, warrior dances, and to signify the rite of passage. I'd like to reframe how we view beauty, to recognize and discover our natural beauty, to uncover the reason for the mask. I'm not asking you to take off your war paint. I definitely love mine. I am asking you to be clear on why you wear it. I wear my war paint because I like to accentuate my natural beauty. And of course, I love to have my war gear on. Why? Because you never know what battle today holds. Many of us were taught that beauty is pain. I was. My grandmother was always put together. She wore structured clothes, heels, brows plucked. She even drank aloe juice daily for glowing skin. She taught me that this is what we do as women. Her lessons were rough. She never accepted how I looked. She would always put me down, telling me I wasn't enough of this or that. Her war paint was important to her. After her stroke, the first thing she asked for was her lipstick and brow pencil. You see, we as women endure. Becoming a model was something I always dreamed about. While learning the importance of beauty, I was also taught the importance of education, discipline, and compassion. My dad taught me compassion. We would rescue and nurse animals back to health in our neighborhood, a bird with a broken wing, squirrels whose mothers were nowhere in sight. I loved it. There's an ongoing stereotype that models are one-dimensional. I encourage you to remember that you don't know what someone else's story is. You don't know what battle someone has fought until they share it with you. Or until you see the scars and are brave enough to ask. I went to a military boarding school where besides education, I was taught the importance of discipline and how to endure. Once again, I was taught skills that would serve me well time and time again. While in military school and modeling part-time, I met my husband at 15. He was 18 years my senior. He would visit me at boarding school and make me feel like a princess. It was amazing. I felt special and unique with him as my boyfriend. Keep in mind, my older brother introduced us, so there was a level of trust with my parents being supportive of this relationship. I loved our life, and being beautiful for him was important to me. He always wanted me to be beautiful and put together. He would pluck each brow until he deemed them perfect. He would get hair and makeup in before we went out. He would pick each piece of clothing. We married as soon as I turned 18. I had our daughter a year later. Coming from the modeling industry, I became reliant on my war paint as part of my job, on and off stage, and it was a daily ritual. But what I didn't know was that my warrior was going to be activated. I needed my war paint because I had to go to war. When I was 8 months pregnant, my older brother was murdered in a robbery gone wrong. At the funeral, my husband whispered into my ear, "I promised your brother I'd treat you like a queen. But now that he's gone, that promise is also gone." I didn't know what to expect except to think he was grieving the loss of his best friend. This must be his way of grieving with it. I dismissed it. I was going to keep our family together. I am the female MacGyver. I can change the oil in your car, crochet you a scarf for winter, a hot bikini for summer, all while in full glam, hair and makeup, of course, as a 3-course meal pops out of the oven, organic at that. My resourcefulness was going to be tested beyond measure. Things began to unravel rapidly with my husband. He began to control everything about me. I became the doll he played with. He prevented me from going to college. Then, the verbal and mental abuse began. We moved to different cities and countries every few weeks for his work. It was common for my friends and family not to hear from me for weeks at a time. I had enough. When I decided to leave him, I thought it would be over. I thought I would be free. At 20, and being a new mom, it was a very complicated decision. He promised me the moon. I went back. That is when I was introduced to the sad and awful truth that monsters are real. Upon arriving in his arms, that monster showed up full force. The man I thought was my Prince Charming kidnapped me, took my baby, beat me, and raped me repeatedly for 6 months. The man I trusted took everything from me, but what he didn't know was that I had been taught to endure beauty rituals, strict discipline at military school, not having a lot of food. I mean, I was a model. Before I tell you more, I would like you all to consider what battles we're fighting. You don't know someone's truth until they share it. I am also here to redefine superwoman in all her war paint, figuratively and literally. A superwoman is supportive of other women. We teach our sons how to behave and respect women. We have more than one passion and career. We leave a legacy of beauty and love. We have a story, and until we share it, you don't know our truth. What I do know for certain is that superwomen are heroes, powerful, beautiful, but most importantly, we are warriors. While being held captive, I wanted to give up on the world and myself. I didn't see a point of living. One day, when I was in the middle of being raped, I thought, I must have done something so wrong in life that I must be paying for it. Should I have been helping and feeding pigeons on the street instead of being scared of them? He raped me over and over again to own me in this way, to get me pregnant. He made sure to starve me, and any woman knows you can't get pregnant at a 3% body fat, but I needed a sign. Weeks into this torture, I would talk to God. If this is my punishment for something I did and don't remember in a past life, and this is my punishment, if this is what you want from me, let me get pregnant. Weeks into this torture, I became more submissive. Then I got the sign. I wasn't pregnant. At first I thought, I was relieved. I wasn't a bad person. But now that I'm not a bad person, why is this happening to me? Being that I'm the female MacGyver, I fought to find a solution. What do I need to see? What do I need to know? I quickly realized the monster wanted full control over me and my body. He wanted me to be a submissive woman. And this is when the real battle began. Naked and without any war paint, I was going to win. I showed him he won. I put on a show. I made him believe that he was like my loving husband. I got him to trust me, and we would go out in public. I was putting on a show for him. I was like posing for the camera, only allowing him what he wanted to see of me. This silent battle went on, and my warrior was relentless. I finally convinced him to go back to the States so we can get proper treatment for fertility. I was still being held captive. I didn't have access to a computer, money, or a passport. And he would monitor the few phone calls I received from my parents. I knew once I returned back, I would be able to plan my escape. I would be able to get on the internet, figure out a way to get home safe without him catching us. And that's what I did. I found a laptop. One day, while he was going out for a smoothie, one of the strategies I used to get him out, I would watch him leave and start the clock. I opened the computer. It worked. I emailed my mom, and I told her not to message me. It was life and death. That I wasn't okay, but I needed her to pick me up Wednesday, 10 p.m. sharp. I mentally prepared for the escape. Wednesday came. 2 men approached. I thought, oh no, I'm dead. Time stopped. But when I opened the door, it was my dad and his friend. My dad stood there in total disbelief, literally didn't believe this was life and death. His friends looked into my eyes and saw my truth. He saw that I had been in battle. He saw my warrior. He quickly took action, grabbed the diapers, the formula. We got out. I was free. My daughter and I escaped, and I'm here today sharing this story so that we can prevent others from having to go to war. I am raising my beautiful daughter and teaching her how to be a superwoman. I am still an advocate for animals. In fact, a neighborhood possum is on the top of my list. Warpaint comes in all colors, shapes, sizes, genders. It can look like tattoos, lots of makeup, piercings, fancy bags and cars, shoes. It can look like a person having a midlife crisis, buying that red convertible. If we can recognize our war paint, we can not only help ourselves, but we can help others. If we can recognize the pain behind the beauty, if we can see our battle scars and war paint, then we can have empathy, compassion, love, forgiveness, and ultimately, world peace. Thank you.